Hey everyone, welcome back to the B-Movie Bunker. Today, we are looking at Total Retribution, brought to us from Netflix Streaming and Andrew Bellware. Netflix, how do you pick your movies to have on streaming? I want to know this. I mean, obviously you put some thought into it because you have, some top-notch British shows. You get, some of the bigger movies. You get like Avengers, Thor, that kind of stuff. And then everything else, what, you just like reach in a bucket and pull something out? Do you throw darts at a wall? I don't understand how this type of film gets Netflix streaming when there are so many films out there that are so much better that kind of wallow in obscurity. And I know it's not from a lack of the directors and the producers and the crew not doing their work and not promoting their film. I don't understand how this stuff gets out there for people to see when better stuff doesn't. And I'm not even talking about the movie yet. The movie! Zombies in space is pretty much what you're told it's going to be. Zombies in space! That sounds like it could at least be fun! No. I give B-movies a lot of slack. I cut them a lot of slack because you're working with, these are people who don't have the best equipment. They don't have, access to, top-notch actors and special effects and all that. I can accept that to a point. But film starts off kind of a, Babylon 5-esque, that early 90s type CG of a space station. All right, fine. I can accept that. It's a low-budget movie. Then we get our first blood effects. And that CG, it is the worst CG blood I have ever seen. Ever! They would have been better off just throwing ketchup around. I mean, they could have had people's hands in screen with ketchup bottles squirting it. It would have been better blood effects than the CG they used on this. I don't understand what they were thinking when they made this film. Your sets. If you're going to build cheap sets, which a lot of B films do, I understand. You have to use what you can. But don't show parts of the set that aren't finished. I shouldn't be seeing bare cardboard with duct tape. I mean, is this a grade school performance at a play? I mean, you shouldn't have cardboard walls and then have people pound on them so the whole wall shakes back and forth. And just so many things in this movie that bother me. Back to the blood. On at least 4 or 5 occasions, probably more because I didn't pay attention that closely to the film, blood splatters on the lens. There's something called the fourth wall. By doing this splatter effect on the lens, you're breaking that fourth wall. You're saying, this is an actual movie. So it takes you out of the story. And yeah, I wasn't that invested in the story to begin with because it was... I'm not going to say the story was bad. The story actually isn't awful. It's zombies on a space station. You got to stop, the end of the world. Okay, fine. But the movie itself was executed so poorly that even that little bit, you're still taking me out of the film. Then we'll get to the fact that, okay, the main character, like the first 15 minutes of the movie, walks around completely naked. And I'll still be saying, well, what's wrong with that? Naked people. Because nudity in a film needs to be there if it has to do with the story, if it progresses the story, if it deals with the story. Making a film about the Marquis de Sade? Alright, fine. Dude was a freak, got his freak on a lot. There's naked people all around that guy. Nudity makes sense. Just having someone walk around naked for absolutely no reason. There was no reason for this. They try to give you a reason later in the film. No. The reason they give you is a non-reason. And then when she finally gets dressed, it's some booty shorts, the little strip top, and one shin guard. A single shin guard. Because you got to protect those vital leg organs, all those vital organs in your calf. You have to keep safe. There's nothing important here. What could possibly hurt you here? It's that shin, your calf muscle. If that calf muscle goes, you are fucked. I don't know what it is with sci-fi movies, and a lot of films this in general, but sci-fi is the biggest perpetrator of this sin when it comes to females that are soldiers or warriors of some type. Apparently, in the future, there's like military grade. I'm assuming it's military grade because they're soldiers. Military grade midriffs, and skin tight pants, and usually heeled boots. Because those are all things that a hardened soldier would wear. A midriff shirt. You know, because that's typical soldiering gear. And I know when I look at the pictures from the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and, you know, and stuff like that, all the female soldiers, they're all wearing midriffs. You know, fashionable 80s belts, high heels. That's what they're all wearing. I mean, you know, that's what the women wear, right? In combat. Everything in this movie was done so poorly. The acting I can forgive. It's a B-movie, I can forgive the acting. But just the overall execution of so much stuff, the camera work and the lighting. I'm not an expert with film, but I know enough that you don't take your camera and point it directly at a light source that's standing. You have a bright light bulb right next to your main character. You don't focus on the light, then you can't see what the person's doing. All I see is, it's not like lens flare. This is like lens fuck up is what it is, because it's just this bright yellow haze covering everything. It doesn't make sense. Nothing in this movie made sense. The lead character is some combat droid. Alright. She, you know, is kind of tough, you know. She's a droid made, looks like a person but can fight. And like she gets punched and it hurts her. But she can survive a free fall from fucking space. How does that make sense? And back to the CG. Oh my god, the little bit in the beginning, I could forgive that. But then it gets so bad later on. They got these, like, I don't know, Robo-Velociraptor type things. I can't quite tell what they were, because first of all, they look so terrible. And second of all, it moves around so jerky and fast. The camera work is awful. The CG is awful. I don't know what they were trying to do with this. And everything was just so disjointed and just kind of thrown together like they didn't care. Did you, those of you who were in this movie, did you care? Or was this just, hey, we'll get together for a weekend and we'll just throw this together? It's like the guy sat down, wrote out the screenplay in one sitting, you know, had a couple beers, wrote this, I made a movie, let's make it right now. Well, shouldn't we proofread your script, maybe go over it, you know, see, nope, we're going to make it right now. I'm a genius, this is gold! We're going to make the movie. And that's pretty much what we got. Scale of 1 to 10, this is... I can't even think of English words to express my displeasure in this film and how badly it was done. So it's just, on a scale of 1 to 10, it is blah, blah, blah. It's a, I can't even think of an insult good enough. I mean, herpes-laden cum dumpster isn't even a bad enough type of word for what this film was. I don't even know what this was. This isn't a boil on Entertainment's ass. This is, I can't describe how bad it was on this scale. It just, it's awful. It really is. That's all I have to say. It's awful. So, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I want to watch something good. So that's what I'm going to try to do now. So until next time, stay safe out there in the wasteland, folks. Fuck.